For every official engagement and activity of the Lagos State Governor week in, week out, the major set goal is to drive a sustainable growth for the state in diverse ramifications with an underlying desire, which is to transform challenges into opportunities for a greater Lagos. So let's share with you how the business of governance transpired and was conducted in Lagos in recent times from the office of Mr. Governor. First, from the governor's office, to continually drive the food system vision, the fiscal infrastructure required to support aggregation, storage, logistics, wholesale and retail distribution. The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, recently commissioned the Fresh Food Hub in Agege. The governor spoke on the strategic value, relevance and importance of the food hub.
How shall we feed our people? The Romans answered it with grains fleet upon the sea. The Londoners answered it with railways and with cold stores. The parishioners answered it with all of their massive food chains that they have. But today, here in Agege, Lagos continues to write our own answer, boldly, deliberately, and in concrete and still. So let no one mistake what we have gathered here to commission. The middle-level agro-produce hub is not just another market, and it's far from more than another piece of infrastructure. It is a working capital as one of the most ambitious undertaking of our administration. We knew from the get-go that we don't have the size of the land, we don't have the ability to truly produce what our people will feed on and will eat on. But the complete transformation of the systems by which a mega city of getting close to 25 million people will be fed, you know that it has to be an idea and a conversation that is very serious. So why does this matter so profoundly? Because food is not one sector amongst many. Food touches every household in the state, every single day. Food, they say, it shapes the cost of living and the welfare of family. The health of our children is dependent on how healthy they are, and the productivity of our workforce is also dependent on how we can give them food at affordable and achievable rates. The competitiveness of any business and ultimately the stability of every society. Food security is, in fact, turning to like a normal war security. It's becoming an important conversation that every great leader needs to take frontally. A city like this that cannot feed itself reliably cannot plan confidently. So we need to have a system where we can feed our people so that we can plan for our people. And a city that cannot plan, they say it cannot prosper. That is why we have placed food security not at the margin of development, but as a critical agenda and at the very heart of it. Consider the arithmetics of our situation. Lagos is Nigeria's largest food market, a food economy conservatively that is valued at over 16 trillion, and it's still growing. Yet, over 75% of the food we consume is produced outside our borders. It travels hundreds of kilometers through fragmented supply chains before it reaches our market. Calculating the cost of transport, suffering avoidably post-harvest losses, which you've shown, which is at some time it could get to as high as 40–50%, and they are exposed to poor storage facility. We've seen supply disruption, we've seen heavy price volatility at various tons, and for too long, this fragmented was being accepted as our fate. You know, it's easy for us to accept our fate and say that, yes, so everybody knows that we're the smallest landmass in the country. We're tiny, like just less than 0.5%, and where 1/3 of it is water, and so we cannot produce it, and we can just reduce or retire ourselves to fate and just hold as in we're hopeless people and say that we don't have any control over it. But this government said no. And so, in the year 2021, we launched the Lagos State Food Systems Roadmap, a strategic framework that gave back to our food systems transformation agenda. We were guided by the truth that is simple to state but demanding to live by. Feeding Lagos is not a production challenge alone. It is a systems challenge. It is not enough to grow more food. We must aggregate it better.
As part of efforts by the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration to improving lives, creating opportunities and empowering Lagosians, about 3,800 beneficiaries received various forms of support at the recently held 2026 Micro Enterprise Support Initiative Business, supported by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, WAPA. Mr. Governor noted that the yearly exercise is a major cardinal pillar of his government's Themes Plus agenda to build and empower Lagosians.
And so today, we are reaffirming our promise that we gave, that no one will be left behind. And we are keeping that promise every year, every time. We're improving life, we're creating opportunity, and we're empowering our people to achieve their full potential. We're using the Micro Enterprise Support Initiative, MESI, as a promise to activate the life of our people. And as the Honorable Commissioner had said, in about 7 years, we've empowered almost 20,000 and we've trained almost 40,000 people. Today, about 3,800 beneficiaries are receiving tools of work. Like they've said, they're not just generators, they're not just fashion designing equipment, they're not just stoning equipment, they're not just catering equipment, they are indeed a life-changing equipment. Like a lot of you social media handlers, with your phone, with everything, you're earning a living. So you can see that we also enhance you. You can see that social media is part of our enhancement. Would you give us even a bigger round of applause? So while you're holding your phone and you've given even a bigger means of ensuring that we've identified with digital space and ensuring that everybody in different spheres of endeavor are being taken care of.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently launched Nigeria's first integrated energy hub, proudly constructed by the Lagos State Ibile Oil and Gas Corporation. Mr. Governor, at the commissioning, noted the strategic significance of integrated energy hub.
Today we're commissioning the first integrated energy hub in our country that is an integrated energy hub. And for the benefit of the gentlemen of the press, this is indeed a day where everybody in the energy space is supposed to roll out their drums and be proud of what the initiative Mr. President have started a couple of years ago. I was actually with him last night, and I did mention to him that we're actually opening this model station here. But a lot of people do not understand the essence and intervention of what we're building and what is happening here. And so when I come here and I said I want to know who is the MD of MDPRA, and get even the leadership of NNPC and everybody that is in that energy transition to be here to come and see what we're doing or what IOGC has started and has birthed, I think it's important. The last time the whole of NNPC invited me down this express road when they open one small Tantanes event like this, this is 3 times the size. And it's not even this integrated in any form. And so it's not just a commissioning that we're doing a fuel station or something. No, it's actually a repository of our targeted effect and initiative in energy transition. We've all been talking about energy for all, energy equalization, energy transition. This hub, I imagine, will create that. And so Lagos State is deliberately preparing the future of mobility, the future of real energy, and also economic development. The story for us has always been one of innovation, the case of resilience and transformation. We have consistently embraced change as a government, as a people in Lagos, and we've invested in critical infrastructure that will enable and create that change that we talked about. Our people, our businesses, we want to create a change that will make them thrive. It is a commitment that continues to position Lagos as Nigeria's economic capital and one of Africa's most dynamic commercial cities. So when we say that we're a commercial hub, you know, it's not just by we saying it, it's by everything that we do that will ensure that we'll continue to lead in that space. This station could have as well been in Abuja, but it's because we know that we're the hub of the country. That's why we'll make this investment. That's why we want to show leadership. We want to take this as a first step for everybody to see that we can have under a roof everything that has to do with energy transition. And when we finish this speech and we go out, you'll see that indeed it's a place that we all need to be truly, truly proud of. And as a government around the world, they respond to different changes. You know, we've seen that, we've all talked about it, cleaner energy, more efficient energy solutions. But as leaders, our responsibility is not just to say it, it's for us to action it. It's for us to be able to anticipate those changes and ensure that our citizens can truly, really benefit from those changes. And at the national level, I think it's important for me to commend Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, through the presidential initiative on compressed natural gas and electric vehicle, the PICNG and EV initiative, has demonstrated as a bold leader in advancing this to ensure that we have affordable, cleaner, and more sustainable transportation solutions for Nigeria. So Mr. President has done his own bit. He has created that enabling environment. It has created that leadership and ensuring. So it's really for all of the agencies under the various ministries and departments to take the bold step and be able to make it happen.
In a chat with the press, the MD of IOGC spoke on the critical importance and capacity of the hub.
Presidency's initiative on CNG, we've decided, Ibile Oil and Gas, through partnership with other companies and agencies, we started setting up CNG infrastructure across the state. Currently, the plan is to have 19 stations across Lagos State in different locations. We currently have 4 that are in operations and 12 in different stages of development. But this particular station we're commissioning today is the first of its kind. It's the first integrated energy hub that has LPG, CNG, EV, PMS, and AGO. And it's the first in Lagos, first in Nigeria. Because it's the first of its kind, the station sits on about 4,000 square feet. That's the size of the entire station. Now, behind me, you see a containerized that does AGO and PMS. We expect the car flow from here to be at least minimum, we expect about 200 to 300 cars daily for that. We also expect on the CNG, nowadays if you go around, you see that there's more awareness on CNG. We have more commuters cars that have converted to CNG. If I take example of our station at Agege, and we have one at Ogudu, we do about 200 to 300 keke maruras that apply here and come and refuel on a daily basis. We expect it to do about 7,000 scum daily for the CNG. Then of course we have the LPG that's for cooking gas. And we also have a conversion center that would also plans to convert cars for Lagosians.
And still from the governor's office, the second Eco Health Convention 2026 may have come and gone, but the event afforded Governor Sanwo-Olu an opportunity to critically analyze the strategic health policy initiatives of his government as it affects the citizens of Lagos. In his paper presentation titled From Promise Kept to Systems Built.
From promise kept to systems built. Because delivering a project is one thing, building an institution that will still be delivering when all of us in this room, in this hall, have moved on into another thing entirely. And that system is still working. The first is administration. The second, in my view, is legacy. So let me begin where access begins, which is what do we actually want? What are the things that we really, really want? Roughly 3/4 of what is spent on health comes directly from the pocket of citizens at the point of illness. This is not a health financing system. This is just, in our view, a lottery system in which prices of falling sick in a financial realm. We set out to change this in Lagos, where we just don't want people to, when they fall ill, you just have to pay out of their pocket, and it creates what we call a financial ruin for them. And that's why we launched the Ilera Eco, said that universal health coverage require a pooling of funds and sharing the risk. And in July 2024, I signed the executive order domesticating the National Health Insurance Authority Act, making social health insurance mandatory for every citizen in the state. Some asked why it had to be compulsory. The answer had not changed. Insurance only works when the healthy and the sick, the young and the old, the comfortable and the struggling all sit in the same pool, meaning that we all can help each other. We all can ensure that whatever is not fit here, we can use it from the one that fit here. Voluntary insurance covers the anxious. Mandatory insurance covers the population. Today, more than 1.5 million Lagosians are enrolled under the Oyedepo health insurance scheme. As at the end of May this year, figure I'm told stood at 1,502,994. And I'm happy to say that more than half of them are women. And the utilization in our analysis is rising, which tells us something important, that coverage is translating into actual care and not merely cards in their wallet.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently attended the review of Child Right Law 2015 and Lagos Boy Child Initiative event, which happens to be a baby project of the First Lady, Dr. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. Governor Sanwo-Olu, in his brief remark, emphasized the importance of advocating the critical relevance of the boy child.
Today, it's really not just about an initiative. It has now turned to a movement, and a movement to which all of us that are in this hall have been, in one form or the other, identified as collaborators, and very good collaborators. And what it is about, it's about a movement where we are not in any form saying that the presence of a girl child has suddenly reduced. We know that we have a responsibility for that. But whilst doing that, we inadvertently also have now realized that we're neglecting the boy child. And so what this conversation is about is not about role sharing, it's about collaboration. It's about ensuring that one is not unduly, unnecessarily neglected for the other. It's about ensuring that we can look at our children on both sides and give them whatever it is that they require. It's about ensuring that we have not inadvertently, in the attempt of ensuring that we give a space for a woman, we give a space for a child, we have indeed now relegated that boy child. And so it is a consciousness that we're bringing back to reality. It's a reality check that if we're not conscious of it, if we're not aware of it, we will continue as a society, as a people, begin to neglect an important arm of our family values.
The Lagos State Governor and his team recently conducted an inspection tour of the ongoing rehabilitation exercise going on at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere, the deplorable damage done under the Alakija Bridge and the Alabarango community. First, Mr. Governor gave an update on the repairs at the Teslim Balogun Stadium.
Like you have seen, we've inspected the main football and track and field arena. We've gone to the indoor sports ground. We've seen the volleyball court. We've also seen the swimming pool arena, all within this wonderful edifice in Surulere. And so one of the first things I'd wanted to mention to you is that about 3 years ago, we started a strategy where we identified 10 different locations. We got an approval from EXCO where we wanted to rebuild about 10 stadia in Lagos concurrently in different locations, in Surulere, in Ifako, in Bagada, in Igbogbo, in Epe, in Badagry, in Agege, about 9 or 10 of them. And we started work about 2.5, 3 years ago. And so it's the extent of work we've seen, especially here at the main bowl, where you can see that there's a major shift. We're rebuilding the entire football and stadium arena. And you have seen that this is the first time you have seen this beautiful stadium coming up in this size. So they are getting to completion. Main football pitch is a FIFA graded, one of the best in the country. It will be the number 2 in the country for what I'm told. Natural grass, they've laid the grass, and the wetering, and the tartan track, which will also be fixed and be completed within the next 4 to 6 weeks. But the flip side of it is that about 2 months ago, we also now had the unique opportunity that the National Sports Commission handed over to Lagos the host for the very first National Intermediate Sports Festival.
After the Alakija Bridge inspection, the governor promised to bring the vandals to book.
This bridge, this particular one, is a detour that goes into Festac town. And all of the land and abutment you see here are under Federal Housing Authority, which is the FHA. I'm sure you're all witnesses to some viral video that were on in the last 24 hours or so. Well, I want to first commend the men of the Lagos State Police Command, the RRS, and the Lagos State Task Force. Some of their commanders are here, the Neighborhood Watch, and of course members of the CAI. We're here to see on-the-spot assessment. I want to assure Nigerians and Lagosians that the integrities of the bridges are intact. It is a decompile and it's fully intact. There's nothing that is wrong with the bridges. Unfortunately, we also noticed that some of the filling that is used to hold the decompile are some of the things we saw in the video yesterday where they've been excavated. And you can see that the place is empty. All of those scrupulous people have run away, but they can only run for a while because government will come back and come and deal ruthlessly with the people that will have done this. The bottom line is to assure the residents and the citizens that there's nothing wrong with our bridges. There's nothing wrong with the work that has been done here. It's perfectly in order, but it is unfair and it is a shame that citizens of a country will, I don't want to say ignorantly, but deliberately want to destroy public assets. Inside Festac, I'm told now the road that we're doing on the 2nd Avenue and on the 7th Avenue, the drainages that we're doing there, they are broken the drainage slabs and people are taking away little iron rods that are there. It's a shame and it is totally, an embarrassment. And this is something that we will not condone. The full arm of the law will be on anybody that has been caught. Both the person that is buying and the person that is selling.
At Alabarango, Mr. Governor sounded a note of warning and caution to the residents.
I just want to come and thank you. Okay, so your Oga don't tell me, say you need a place for the trailer for the park. We go look for land where they're going to do offload and unload. But on this highway, notice how they do the train. This road, now international highway. Now this road goes straight to Badagry, goes straight to Benin, go everywhere. So it has to be cleared. Other time when they do chop for that, you say, they there again. Loma day here, they go clear all the dirty. If I see anybody there, will lie. One day, say, That's why I come here to thank all of you. Say, no problem, no fight. I see Ajia, I see Yanya, everybody is okay. So, we'll go do space for trailer park. I don't see Oga, we'll go do them. At the end of the day, say now APC do all these good things for you. You see that one where they do there, right? I don't tell the contractor, say, he has to bring the price down so that you go afford that shop there. Okay? So you see they want to do that shop there. I don't tell and say, no, be say this one, you won't contact them for the people. Small price. Small, so that you can afford the shop there. Okay? So you go tell people, say, no trouble for this place. So, wallahi, I don't want anybody, no Boko Haram, no kidnapper, no problem. You do your business, peaceful. You do your sale, peaceful. You see, chairman day here, everybody day here. We don't go everywhere. See, everywhere is calm. That's why I come here to come and greet you. Okay? You say now peace has been come. And I see you, all of you are peaceful. Okay, you get any problem? No problem, go. Talk. So you go keep them clean. This one is city, this one is town. So that's why it has to be clean. You have to be clean. People where they come from everywhere, they see say this place. Aha, that's how it is.
The Lagos State Governor and the Honorable Minister of Works, David Umahi, recently had a fruitful interactive session and engagement with various stakeholders connected with the ongoing coastal road construction. They both assure the people of better days ahead, with emphasis on the visionary leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to bring the project and other strategic projects to reality.
My father, my leader, our mentor, a man that even if you don't like his face, you cannot unlike what he has done. Even if you don't disbelieve him, you cannot disbelieve all the grindstone that he has created for this country. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Jagaban Bogu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who I call his name with all due regard and honor, but who had asked me this afternoon to come and represent him, to come and tell you, Lagosians and Nigerians, how truly proud he is on all the works that the Ministry of Works are doing in all nooks and crannies of this great nation, to come and assure you that he will continue to serve this country with every strength that he has. And he said to us that with everything God has given to him, he will serve this country with equity, with fairness, with justice. And he continues to do that up until today. Today, Mr. President had asked me to assure you that he will stop at nothing at ensuring that every part of this country will be receiving monumental development concurrently, that issues that are bordering on security, he will continue to face them frontally and will ensure that we defeat the people that are embarrassing this country. He had come that I should assure you that everything that needs to be done to ensure that the youth of this nation are taken out of unemployment will be done. That to assure you that every part of this country that needs renewal under his renewed hope agenda will be touched, will be felt, and will be changed positively. He had said to me to assure you that this country is indeed a great nation. We have seen development. We have seen stability in our currency. We have seen stability and consistent reduction in our inflation. You have seen that indeed we are on a trajectory that we have seen foreign direct investment I have never seen before in the history of this country. We have seen the level of our reserve at the highest level that we have never seen before. We have seen that what we're doing is that he's taking this country to the envy of the world. For the first time, all of the Bretton Woods and development partners are saying that everything that needs to work is working in this country, and he continues to ensure that he does best. He had asked me to assure you that we ain't seen anything yet, that he's just that he will ensure that we are on a trajectory of non-reversal of development in every nook and cranny of this state. Mr. President deserves a big round of applause, please. He needs to give him a big round of applause that in everywhere that he is, he will know and hear that this crowd here is appreciative of what he has done, what he is doing, and what he will continue to do. Today, in particular, is the day in which we have had extensive stakeholder engagement. He's truly happy with the turnout of events here today. And today, we are also doing the flag off of very critical infrastructure in Lagos. The repair work on Eko Bridge, which is one of the oldest bridges that we built after the independence of this country. The repair work on Marine Bridge, which is a strategic bridge that goes to the ports infrastructure of this nation. And of course, to come back on this very important coastal highway, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, and as a government, to acknowledge and to appreciate that even when the issues are not due to the integrity or the stability of the road, that he has come back to say he wants to give additional relief to the citizens and to the stakeholders on this corridor by ensuring that they can construct what is known as slip roads, which are by roads, and to ensure that the drainage connectivity can lead channeled on to the Lagos Lagoon. This is the assignment that Mr. President has asked me to come and do here today, to come and assure you that he will not leave you the way he had met you. On this corridor, I've resolved that there's no place they are going to. There's nobody that can come and lie to them, come and do move on them. Because this one, they can feel it, they can see it, they can touch it. It's not on a drawing board passing every day. It's a journey they are going through every day. And it is assured that they give massive, massive support to the government at the center, and they will do that for Mr. President when the time comes. Am I right or right? Am I right or right?
And still from the governor's office, let's bring you recent courtesy visit to Mr. Governor. The president of ICAN and the Lagos State Governor have resolved to deepen partnership and collaboration to drive the businesses and principles of accountability, both in the private and public sector. They both spoke at a recent courtesy visit by the ICAN president and a team to Mr. Governor.
When Lagos succeeds, the impact is felt across Nigeria. And when Lagos innovates, others take notice. It is for this reason that ICAN desires a stronger and more strategic partnership with your administration. The philosophy of my presidential year is "We are ICAN." It reminds us that ICAN must go beyond producing chartered accountants and awarding certificates. Our knowledge must solve problems. Our standards must strengthen institutions, and our professionals must contribute to better government, better businesses, and a better society. Your Excellency, we therefore offer ICAN as a strategic partner to Lagos State.
Part of our responsibility is not only to develop core professionals, but have a government that can become a better government, that can ensure that the dividend of governance is felt amongst the citizens and the people that do business with us, to ensure that we can create a conducive business environment for our private sector enablers, because they are truly really the engines of growth, and to ensure that we do everything to continue to make Lagos not only hospitable, habitable, but has the fear of God, and ensuring that at all times the greatest good is for the greatest number. And so we see it aligns with your vision of a better government, a better business environment, and the creation of needed strategic partnership. We, as a government, has continued to pride ourselves that even whilst we're in public service, we do it with a full chest, understanding and knowing the responsibility that comes with it.
The recent courtesy visit by the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, to Governor Sanwo-Olu centered on collaboration between CIBN and the Lagos State government to drive the CIBN Impact Vision initiative, as presented by the CIBN president. They both spoke on critical areas of collaboration to achieve its set objectives.
Your Excellency, you've done extremely well. You've carried forward your exemplary performance in the financial services industry to the public sector, and you've become a role model, a classical case of a role model for people that want to excel in the public sector. Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. When we said you will be a fellow of the Institute, we just said you've contributed so much, and therefore we have to recognize you. But you continue to support us. Seated here, we have the Deputy Chief of Staff, a member of the Institute. We have the Honorable Commissioner of Transport, member of the Institute. And then, of course, in the other MDAs, we also have members. You have continued to recognize us. So why will we not recognize our excellency also? one of the reasons we're here, like I said, the third reason is to share with you, Your Excellency, our vision for the Institute over the next 2 years and to the immediate foreseeable future. And when we were invested, we came up with what's called the impact vision. And the boss line is that as an institute, we want to continue to consolidate on our local impact and also enhance our global relevance.
Mr. President, we're also happy that you've set up, an impact vision, for yourself, and for, the institute, for the next 2 years and beyond. I've written very copious notes. You have lectured us this afternoon, I say, on ensuring that impact of inclusivity, of ensuring they can push membership of quality, of numbers. You can extremely push on professionalism, ensuring that the institute and its members are accountable, and we're doing it with a high level of competence, and using technology as a strong enabler. That's your impact. We see it as something that we can identify with and one can, also hold. What you are asking of us are things that are not out of place, I must say. You want us to be able to see if you can identify, an SME hub where you can leverage your relationship with your members and you can raise funding, to create a hub, that will push, for our citizens. Yes, I'm sure we can look for a place. There is a place in my head. I won't mention it to you yet, but outside of this place, I will let you know and let us see if, we have a tech hub somewhere so we can slice it and see, and see. And it's not far from the Yaba, Sabo area that they have other things, that we can look for it. And part of the things, because they are very serious people too, we'll put timelines there. This is what we're providing for it. It needs to provide this, and we jointly, develop this, and it becomes a place where, everybody can be proud of. The institute's building in Totsic, incidentally, I've known that place for over almost like 45 years. I've always known this. I mean, I will tell it. I know the place very, very well. So I was cracking my head, Thompson, Totson, Commercial Avenue, and the rest of it, and it's interesting that you still have it, all put together. So whatever it's, and like you said, it's a quiet neighborhood. If we can push some things so that it becomes, a destination for young people, an innovation place, where a co-working location where they can, put it to, a lot more active use.
And still on courtesy visit, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and the Honorable Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Professor Joseph Telimon Utsev, have both agreed to partner and collaborate to address very challenging and devastating flood situation in the country, especially in Lagos in recent times, as well as other critical areas of sanitation.
Today, I am going around the country to assess the flooding situation in the country. And I feel it's very important that I visit Lagos because Lagos has been seriously affected by the 2026 flooding situation in the country. I want to, first of all, begin my address by extending my heartfelt sympathies and solidarity with Your Excellency and the good people of Lagos State on the flood incidents witnessed recently in Lagos State. As Nigeria's commercial capital and one of Africa's fast-growing megacities, Lagos occupies a unique and strategic position in our nation's development. The opportunities and challenges confronting Lagos are of national significance, making our partnership with the state government essentially to achieve our shared objectives in the water and sanitation sector. Your Excellency, sir, today's meeting presents an important opportunity to deepen collaboration between the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation and the Lagos State government in three basic areas. One is strengthening the flood resilience. The second is accelerating the achievement of upon defecation-free status of Lagos State. And last but not the least is advancing sustainable urban water sector reforms that will improve service delivery and attract greater investment. On the flood resilience, the federal government recognizes the increasing risk posed by rapid urbanization and the growing impacts of climate change. Addressing these challenges requires sustained investment in integrated water resources management, improved drainage infrastructure, nature-based solutions, effective urban planning, and greater institutional coordination. And that is why we have been working with the Lagos State government, and today we are here to assess and see how the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, and the Lagos State government can work together.
We have a huge population to contend with. We are naturally also surrounded by water. Water now decided to also give us much more that we require. You know that the topography of Lagos also shows that we're below the sea level. And so we're extremely very challenged, and we're not unaware of that. But what we've done as a government is to be able to proactively create, levels of interventions that will ensure that we come up with a robust, adaptable strategy, and a coordinated response approach that would ensure that when the tidal and the water and the climate change effects do come, which they will come, that we can build some ability of shock absorber to be able to deal with it, absorb it, and be able to very quickly bring back life. But as things will turn, sometimes it could also be overwhelming, and they could come in different, shapes and forms. So this year, especially in the last 4 to 6 weeks, have actually been heavy in terms of the volume of the rain. So no amount of adaptability that you have put in place, if the volume becomes something that you cannot deal with, it will naturally, lead to an overflow. And if you also study the tidal movement being a lateral state, you see that there's a backflow or there's a resistance from the natural body of water from the ocean and from the lagoon. So there will be stiffness, and there will be, a reaction, and that the water will not be able to. So the consequences of it, is what we've seen. Apart from a few other behavioral issues, and blockages here and there, which are also due to human errors and human factors that we can deal with. So we'll appreciate, your visit, as being part of your own ministerial responsibility to come and go around and see what is happening. And you've said so that you've enumerated some of these issues on 3 broad areas, on flood, resilience, on urban, sectoral reforms, and some of the issues regarding your river basin authority. So all of it are not also unknown to us, but as a tiny little state that has that huge, population, and that has that economic responsibility for the nation, then the ministry and federal government needs to look at them specially. We're not just any state. Yes, we're a subnational, we're a state, but it is a state that needed to have been carried with a lot more care, duty of care, because of the strategic relevance that it brings to the country and the huge responsibility that comes with the economic, potentials of the state. We are also not necessarily how we want ourselves, or we're a direct consequence of how we've been, being a capital city before, being a location that has protected the economy of the country for a very long time, and that also has a natural natural now, a natural tendency to be exposed to all of these flooding challenges. It's important that the ministry look at it specially and curate, that necessary collaborative engagement to ensure that, a success in Lagos is not just a Lagos success, it's actually a national success.
And finally, from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on the 24th of July, attended the 24th undergraduate convocation ceremony for the award of degrees and prizes at Babcock University, Ileshan, Remo, Nigeria. Mr. Governor, who delivered the convocation lecture, spoke highly of the school's potentials and impressive scorecard, urging the graduates to keep the flag of the institution flying.
Your university, in turn, has played a significant role both on the national and the global map. In just over 3 decades, as a licensed private university, Babcock University has become a pacesetter in public health, in law, in medicine, in nursing, in accounting, in music, and many more. And you have produced global icons, world-class public servants in all spheres of endeavor. The graduation for the graduates of the class of 2026, the Nova class. Nova, it's a Latin word. It also refers to a unique astronomical event, which is marked by sudden, intense brightening. Your name, then, is both an identity and is also a philosophy. It's also a prophecy. It's a new spirit, a new hope, a new chapter. Your name means a new beginning. Your class theme is breaking new grounds, a most timely and inspiring phrase, very much in keeping with your name. It is more than a slogan. For me, this is a beautiful prayer and a rousing challenge.
We say congratulations to His Excellency.
The Lagos State Governor was equally honored with the university's Leadership and Service Award. Well, that's a wrap from the Governor's Office segment this week. Join us again for another broadcast as we capture and catalog the business of governance from the seat of power in Lagos.
Lagos.